who very kindly sent me this mug, which is a nice mug actually. I like it. Mugs are important. It's important to get the right mug. It's also important to turn off the heater that's making quite a lot of noise in the background. Thank you, heater. That's enough of that. So if you're new to my live stream, welcome. It's lovely to see you or have you here. There's no one here. I'm talking to myself. Get the ukulele ready. Turn on the old Ask Ukulele Dad sign. Wonder what anyone in the world might ask Ukulele Dad on this Friday. This wet Friday in February. You know what I mean? Right. I might practice a little song. It's not right, the right key. I don't know why that sounds rubbish. Who won't believe that you've just cleaned your teeth? Who's married to Lionel, Brian or Keith? It's always your mum. Hello, 8 people. 8 people in the live stream. I'll take 8 people. That's awesome. But how long will the 8 people last for? Let me know if this is your first time in my live stream. Hello, your local, I don't know. Amazing. Hello, your local. I don't know what the last bit is. Your local. Are you in Britain or are you further afield than Britain? And how are you on this? If you're in Britain, then there's a strong chance it's wet and cold because that's what it's like here. But if you're not in Britain, who knows? You're British. And yeah, I'm basically doing my live. I do my live streams from my shed in my garden, and I have to keep the shed door open because otherwise I can't get the Wi-Fi, and it also means keeping the window open, which annoys my family. I play ridiculous parody ukulele songs in an attempt to amuse people, and hopefully it does. I'm also, like probably most people in the world, although maybe not many people who are nearly 50 like me, trying to get my YouTube channel monetized. And it's taking ages. It takes so long. But yeah, how are you doing? Are you okay? You've had a good week? I love the ukulele. Hello, Toasting VR. Toasting VR, I appreciate that. Well, I'll tell you, if you like ukuleles, you're in the right place. Can you tell the song just by this chord sequence? Hello, Drags. How are you, mate? Hope you're well. Drags is one of the people who very kindly has probably been supporting me, I'd say, until I started doing my live streams. I haven't missed a day since December the 27th. There is an element of pressure there. I'm slightly worried that what happens if I drop the ball and I suddenly, I don't know, suddenly can't do it for whatever reason. Like, I don't know, I'm stuck under heavy furniture or I'm not well or... But the plan is to keep doing the ukulele daily live streams at least until I get monetized. I've got 300 hours to go. Right, this is a parody of When I'm 64 by the Beatles. Hello, Rebecca. Hope you're well. Being a Gen X, married with kids, do I have much more of a clue? Not particularly. What advice would I give to a Gen Z man? Be positive and work as much as you can. Life is a battle regardless of age. Who knows what's in store? Don't play the victim, don't blame a boomer for just being 64. Thank you for that, mate. That's really kind of you to subscribe. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. That means that helps me out enormously. Thank you. You're local. That's very, very kind. Right. Yeah, if you want to support me, subscribing is helpful. Watching a video is helpful, and you're just sticking around. I've just, what's much more interesting for me is actually hopefully that people might end up sticking around, and I don't know. My part of the bargain is that if you've got a question that you think a 50-year-old married father of 3 might be able to answer, basically the sign, let me know. I'm happy to help if I can. If I don't want to answer it, I probably won't read it out. This is a parody of hello. This is a parody of Can You Feel the Love Tonight? And it's about, basically, to give it a bit of context, it's all my songs are basically either about parenting, mental health, or how parenting affects your mental health, which anyone who's a parent will be like, it does. This is about when you come back, how you can basically win your wife's approval every day, how you can make her think you're an absolute legend when you've been at work and she's been looking after the kids all day. It looks like she's surrendered. They've got her on her knees. The kitchen floor is half laminate and half macaroni cheese. Half a bottle of vino might just see her through. Just as long at bath time, no one does a poo. Can you do bath time tonight? Tonight. The kids are driving me insane. It's rained all day. We've been in total lockdown. Just like Andy Dufresne from the Shawshank Redemption. Can you do bath time tonight? Tonight. I think I could cry. Messed it up, I'll admit. I can't do this without you. How's that for humble pie? That's the best live streams ever. This is very kind of you, mate. That's really kind, thank you. Apparently, and I don't know because I don't watch live streams, apparently all the other live streams are either pre-recorded stuff or people asking you for money, which doesn't seem really in the ethos of live streaming, but who knows. Thank you, Drags. Drags, bless him, is very loyal and very supportive, and it makes a massive difference. Right. Hi, Jonathan Mark, hope you well. Right, this is a parody of Eye the Tiger by Survivor, and it's about when you first become a parent, although specifically a dad, and how you're worried about how the lack of sleep could affect your professional life. Getting up in the middle of the night to find out why my baby's crying. My wife will probably have to rescue me, but hopefully I'll get some brownie points for trying. So many times it was a bubble of wind, or you had a stinky nappy. But I'm your dad, you're my reason to be. But this lack of sleep makes it dangerous to drive, 'cause I'm a forklift driver awake in the middle of the night, getting up with bed hair like Billy Idol. This lack of sleep is probably against my human rights, and I possibly won't be able to be a forklift driver. Yeah, I remember being so tired the first week of being a dad that I thought, I don't know if I should drive. I'm actually quite concerned that I could be a threat to the public driving and as tired as I am. Yeah, so anyway, how's everyone doing? We've got 12 people on the watch stream. Yeah, it's not bad, actually. I'll take 8 likes. 8 likes is nice. How's everyone doing? Everyone's good, I hope. It's the weekend, thank goodness for that. Hello, OP Edits. I always like to try and make sure that it's very kind of you, Drags. Drags is is a one-man cheer squad, which is very kind. Right, this is a parody of "Let Me Entertain You" by Robbie Williams, and it's a story. It's all about when basically I was doing in the first lockdown, 2020. I was doing the childcare, which was brutal, and I was trying to do some homeschooling, which was just ridiculous. Mama's gone and Dad is here. It's 9 too early to have a beer. Homeschooling gives me the fear. I'll scream. When it comes to kids, we have 3 2P standing up a bit like me. Some possible signs of OCD. Oh dear. Let me educate you. Please let me educate you. Life's too short for biff and chip. Don't do that, you'll make it rip. Mum and Dad went to the tip. Who cares? Don't forget your finger space. 1 letter a page is such a waste. Dog treats don't belong in a pencil case. I care. Let me educate you. Please. Let me educate you. Na na na. Hello, Sword. I'm going to say Sword. Let me know if I pronounce your name wrong, because I was working at S-A-L-U would be Saul, so S-A-U-D I'm guessing is Sword. I know you're not Mary. I know you're not Mary because I think you're Mary's your mum and you obviously use her phone. I hope she knows you're using her phone, because that's the sort of question I ask my children. I think he's almost no, I don't think I did. I don't think I almost said a bad word. Hi, Elisa. Hope you're well. Thank you. You're local. Right. Let's kick on with the live stream and the ridiculous songs. Have I exhausted that book? Maybe. Right. The problem you've got is when you're in a shed, there's not enough place to balance things, which is why I'm making an absolute mess of this. Right. So yeah, that's basically the plan. Basically, I'm going to do a bit of live streaming every day and just see where it goes. Just see what it's not actually. I actually quite enjoy it. It's not actually. I think when I started this, I think late last year, I thought this is the most honest music I've heard in a while. Yes, thank you. Right, so this is a parody of, and I apologise to anyone who's watched more than one of my live streams, because you'll be like, these are all the same songs. They are. I do my best to sort of mix them up, so you kind of like, what was that book about? Drags Me Old Son. This is a book I wrote called First Time Dad. It's available on Amazon. I basically wrote it just, I'd say between my second and third child, because when I knew I was about to become a dad, I wasn't sure whether or not there were many books about becoming a dad, and I've tried to write an honest one. Right, this is a parody of "I'm a Believer" by the Monkees, and it's all about being organised. I have always been a massive fan of lists, because getting things done gives you dopamine. It's true. If the world's out to get you, kick it in the bum by ticking off a list of things that you've already done. You wanna get things done, be a list rider, a shot of dopamine. When you see that it's done, I write lists. I'm a list writer because I'm writing lists. If I tried, it's true. I love writing lists. It's a very good hack. I think if you wake up a bit anxious or having a bit of a, like I often do, wake up a bit anxious, like can't stop moving to the songs, mate. Thank you. That's very kind of you. I have found that writing a list and quite often writing down a number of things I've already done actually helps. Kind of helps grease the wheels, gets things going. And yeah, on the sticking on the whole mental health. But basically, I'm a bit of an advocator for good mental health. Is that a word? And basically, let's just make things easier. They do, Jonathan. I agree with you, mate. And it basically just, if you're like me and a bit of a procrastinator, it does make you feel like there are times you are moving the needle. That's kind of you. Can you just, Sword, can you just let me know that I'm actually pronouncing your name right? Because I want to try to, just give me a thumbs up if it's actually S-A-U-D is pronounced Sword. Right, okay. This is a parody of Soul Sister by Train. It's about how I take on my issues with depression. Thank you, Holy Grail of Hines. Appreciate that. Depression is crap. It's a pain in the bum. A pain in the bum. If my stress, I can't decide what octave. Okay, let's go in this one. If my stress is crippling, I can talk to my one female sibling. She's less likely to over worry, scream and shout like Andy Murray, or prejudge me like those people at work. She probably won't laugh like when I was 3 and I pooed in the bath. If she did, I'll just remind her of that time in Fuerteventura when she thought she'd ask for the bill in Spanish. Talking to your sister can clear the stress like a demister on your mobile phone. The dog and bone. She's got 3 kids, so she's often home. It's true. I've been waiting for 3 hours for your life. That's very kind of you, mate. I appreciate that. I finally can listen and watch to something that's not brain rotted slop. Yeah, that's mad. That's like, how do those people think that's going to work? Because I don't get the whole AI. For me, the whole point of YouTube is actually you want to connect with people, even if what you're connecting with is a 50-year-old father free in his shed. That to me is at least that. I would find that, because it's so bonkers. I'd be like, just interested to know what that's all about, where that's going to go. And it's honest. It's not scripted. I make a cajillion mistakes. And to me, that's the point. That's the point. Just basically create, I mean, without trying to be too sort of deep and meaningful, what I am generally trying to do is create a community with this YouTube channel that very selfishly helps me with my mental health, but maybe just give people who are, I don't know, feeling a bit isolated or a bit lonely or a bit bored, an opportunity going, well, do you know what? At least that guy in his shed might be chirping up today. I might go and see what is going on. Hello, Hannah. Right, yeah, but those. What was that? Those sort of something just fell off the wall in my house. Anyway, these sort of the mistakes made by people. I think that's what it is. I'm not going to shy away from being crap at stuff. Can you please do a Persian song? Drags. The best thing to do, mate, you need to tell me if you could send me a name of a Persian song, a ukulele Persian song that I can learn. Then I will definitely do that, because to be honest with you, mate, there's one person who deserves a shout out, is you. You're quite often one of, if not the only person here. Right, this is a parody of Katie Mellier's song, If I Were a Sailboat. I think it's supposed to be quite romantic. If you were a hat, I'd be a hairdo. If you were Brazilian, I'd be jiu-jitsu, as can be. If you put on a rama, I'd be love in the first degree. If you were a cork, I'd be a corkscrew. If you were dandruff, I'd be shampoo for a flaky scalp. If you went to Toblerone, I would move us to the Alps. Years of marriage, we've done 8. Yes, I know, I punch above my weight. I won't mention that you're 42. You took a chance on loving me, so I close the door when I'm on the loo. Yeah, I did sing that to my wife on Valentine's Day, and she was like, "That's ridiculous." I don't think she thought that was that funny. But I think she just probably momentarily questioned her life choices of like, who is this clown I'm married to? This is going to give me dreams tonight. You're local. I appreciate your support. It makes a massive difference. So yeah, just thanks for being here. Basically, 10 people. 10 people. It's not nice. It's a nice, good number. 10 people. Go on, Britain's Got Talent. Sergeant Platoon. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to let you into a little story. My wife and our golden retriever dog are both in the garden. I did actually haven't heard that one. It's not very good. That's just sort of a stream of consciousness, me talking about what's going on in my house. I did go on, can you say yay del magi? Yeah, what do you mean? Hi Jamie, remember me? So I do remember you. The sound, sorry. Yeah, I can, Drags, but let me know what it is first to make sure I'm not offending anyone or... Yeah, in 2019, I did actually contact Britain's Got Talent. I sent them a video, and they actually invited me on to do a little thing. And I went there. Went up to where was it? I think it was like it was in London somewhere. So that's I don't know what it was. It was in London, basically, in Canary Wharf area. And I went and did it. No, it's the song name. And it was, I'll be honest with you, I don't think I was talented enough, and I'm totally fine with that. But what made me sad is there were generally lots of young people who were talented enough, but for whatever reason didn't fit the sort of the mould that Simon Cowell or whoever was in charge of Britain's Got Talent thought. It was very, very marketed. It was very, very, and that's not just me being a kind of a bitter, oh, I didn't get through. I actually, to an extent, I was a little bit relieved I didn't get through because I sort of thought this feels a bit fake. Anyway, I've been waiting for yeah, but that's, you know, I quite like the idea of spending some time hopefully building up a bit of an online community that basically becomes, they do only care about people's butt stories. They're like, can you tell us something really sad? And lots of sad things have happened to me, but I'm not sure I really wanted to use that as a vehicle to no, I remember feeling there were lots of really young, like talented dancers, singers, performers, a lot of people doing magic seemed to be, and I just thought, and actually there was another guy my age and he played the guitar and he was really good, and he was like, I'm just not going to get through, I'm too old, I don't look the part. And the problem is that, are you getting sad? No, I'm not getting sad. I'm going to recommend my friend to you. That's very kind. Yeah, no, it was cool. I think that's the fun with it. I think the minute it stops becoming fun, then it becomes something different. Right, this is a parody of If I Were a Boy by Beyonce, and it's about what a woke James Bond would be like. Being James Bond in the world today would be a total flipping nightmare, not knowing what to do or what to say. Should the final scene be an exciting slugfest? Or should James give the villain a cuddle before calmly suggesting a citizen's arrest? No, basically that wouldn't work. You inspired me to sing. Mate, you go for it, and let me know how you're doing. My dream is to sing on that. Some way I love singing, I love writing songs. Yeah, mate, that you should do it. Sergeant Platoon, go for it. Music doesn't have an age limit. It doesn't. You should just do it. And actually, I think this was one of the sort of the byproducts of the lockdown. I don't know what it's like around the world, but in Britain, the lockdown, suddenly there were lots of people joining like online choirs and, sorry, I'm just kind of trying to keep an eye on what's going on in my house. And I think singing can make you feel brilliant. If I'm having a really anxious day, if I like come back from work and I've just got a bit of an intrusive thought that I can't shift, or I'm worried about something, or I'm feeling a bit down, but quite bizarrely, singing songs in my shed, ultimately to myself, makes me feel so much better. So it's like, just, you know, triple down on that. Do what works. Keep doing what works. And also, you don't know where this stuff goes. I mean, you start a YouTube channel, you start singing some songs, you start doing live streams. It might go nowhere, but if you enjoy it, then that's enough of a positive result. This is a parody of Let It Be by the Beatles. It's about me struggling to do childcare. I've just survived 3 whole days of childcare, catering to their every need. One word was said constantly, Daddy. When every liquid has finally been cleaned up, at number 2 from number 3. Netflix and Disney, can you save me? Rescue me. Rescue me. Rescue me. Rescue me. Rescue me. I hope my wife's bus isn't late again. Rescue me. Since my country I live in doesn't promise to speak English, it's hard to impress people, so I've learnt Bollywood songs, works. I think there's a market for everything. That's the Sergeant Platoon. You've got to go, mate, no worries, really nice to meet you. And I generally appreciate you. Definitely heard this one before, Jonathan. I'm afraid that one's been on a loop since December. I appreciate you dropping in your local. That's really kind of you, and hopefully see you soon. There's a market for everything. I mean, there's 8 billion people in the world. There's definitely, I think if you're trying to turn something into a job, or I don't know, you only need, I think there's a book called 1,000 True Fans. You only need 1,000 people to really like what you're doing, whether that's listening to your YouTube channel, buying your book, buying your course. You'd be amazed. I think you've just got to start. Starting's the hardest bit. Actually, no, I disagree with that. Starting's the easy bit because it's exciting. The hardest bit is about a month in, when you're like, this is a waste of time. No one's watching this. I look stupid. I'm embarrassing everyone. What am I doing? That's when you need. And actually, if that is you, that's a service I'd happily provide. If you start something and you're like, this is embarrassing, I'm not getting anywhere, come online and I'll give you a bit of moral support. Because that's basically how it works. Certainly on YouTube, which is quite a lonely thing. Ultimately, I am on my own in a shed. It's not glamorous. And even when you start, you know, imagine when you start getting, there's only 10 people. You've just got to just keep going. But other people, you get more support quite often from people who don't know you than people that do know you. People that do know you often don't understand it, like your parents or your family. Like, I don't really get it. Are you okay? There should be more, maybe. But I appreciate your support. Right. This is a parody of Lean On Me, just in case anyone's having a bit of a rough day, I suppose. Sometimes life can be poo, like a big bag of poo that someone has covered in poo. But there's a very silly man with limited ukulele skills who's on a mission to make you smile. Lean on me if you're having a wobble, 'cause I am a man who's often quite wobbly, and we can wobble together, safe in the knowledge that it's not just you and me. True. There's lots of people who are struggling at the moment in all capacities, and I don't like that. That makes me sad, and I just feel it's unnecessary. And that's where I think, to an extent, if there was a way of reclaiming the internet, that's what I'd like to reclaim the internet for. To actually be an area like, you know, lots of little communities of generally, You're so shy. I better get comfortable with people. Yeah, but I think everyone's shy to begin with. I mean, to an extent, give yourself some credit. You're communicating on a live forum. That's a positive thing. Lots of people wouldn't even want to do that. And the thing I found when I started doing this, I was like, what am I doing? And actually, to an extent, when you're a dad of 3 and you're nearly 50, a lot of people are like, this is really cringy. What is he doing? But you've just got to say, I just don't care. I don't care. People are going to think what they think about you anyway. That's going to happen. That is just going to be the case. And usually, I think the saying I like is you never get criticised by people doing more than you. You doing something that's slightly out of the ordinary is only going to make other people who have the same time, resources and opportunities as you who could be doing it, and if they were secretly might quite like to do it, just don't have the courage. None of us, I don't know where this is going to lead. This might lead nowhere. I might get monetized and think, well, all right, you monetize, but you earn, it's 20p a month. But I actually enjoy this. This is quite interesting. And, if I feel like I generally am making the odd person smile, that in my mind is enough justification to keep going. I feel less motivated, more depressed lately at school. By the way, I'm 12. Like the constant expectation of being perfect is bringing me down. Well, you're saying you're a little bit older. You're a little bit older than my son, a bit younger than my daughter. I'm sorry to hear that. You should. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm being idealistic, but you should. That makes me sad that a 12-year-old feels like that, because this should be the most exciting time of your life. And actually, okay, yeah, there are things that you'll struggle with as a 12-year-old, the same way that I did when I was a 12-year-old. But there's also lots of exciting things to do. There's lots of opportunities, and I think social media hasn't helped. I think social media has made the world a bit of a popularity contest. And I wouldn't believe anything you see on social media. I wouldn't believe half the stuff that people say they're doing. All I've got to say, if someone is working very hard to tell you how awesome their life is, I would question that. It's very rare to get total honesty, which is why I want to do these live streams, because I don't mind doing half an hour fumbling my way through a load of songs, and people go, God, that guy made so many mistakes and didn't seem that bothered. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. Right, I'm going to say this is a parody of Circle of Life, and it's about being nearly 50. Mate, that's really kind of you. If you were born pre-1980, I was, then my friend, you're a Gen X. Did your mum have a pump? She did. Did your dad drive a Capri? Did you really love your BMX? I did. Boomers are concerned for their pension, but most of them own where they live. But like Gen 1, agree, there's a cohort they're glad not to be, who are in the U-bend of life, where it's an uphill struggle, defending their lifestyle choices, while they search for their kids' shoes, hoping that one day they will finally get flushed out of the U-bend, the U-bend of life. I'm just quickly gonna go. I cleverly put a kettlebell in front of the door to stop it swinging, and the wind has blown over the kettlebell. Capri was a great car. I agree with you, Scott. I'll be back in 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Oh no, it's not 4 seconds. My clever idea of putting a kettlebell in front of the door failed. Gotta go. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your support. Hope you're okay, and take care of yourself, man. My cat's saying bye. Bye your cat. Take it easy. Yeah, the whole idea of the U-bend of life is I saw it from a video I watched from The Economist. Check me out watching videos from The Economist. It's probably the only video I've ever watched from The Economist. And it basically was the idea that they're like, I think the title of the article was, who's having the hardest time at the moment? Which generation is having the worst time? Is it boomers who are worried about their pension? but own massive houses and could sell their house and downsize? Is it Gen X, who basically are the generation, so my generation, so like 90 people born from 1965 to 1980? Is it millennials, who is the one after Gen X, or is it Gen Z, which is the one after millennials? And they basically reckon that the hardest time of your life is what's called the U-bend. So basically the idea being that at the beginning of your life's supposed to be quite chilled. Although I don't believe that, because as we've heard in this live stream, there are 12-year-olds struggling with things. Whatever stage you're at in your life, you got some stuff to deal with. That's just a fact. But they basically said people who Gen X people might be in a position where they're looking after small children, which we are. You might be, working full time, which we are, and also slightly starting to have to worry about elderly parents, which we are. So that's called the U-bend. The idea that being once your kids are older and you don't have to worry about that, then you're out. But to be honest with you, certainly in regards to kids, I think you're going to worry about them regardless. When they're little, you worry about them just making a mess and falling over. When they're teenagers, you worry about them hanging out with the wrong people, and then when adults, it never goes as a parent. I also get ridiculed for being Gen Alpha because Gen Alphas are brain rotted by more. You say that, mate. I don't know. Generation is millions of people. I think a lot of Gen Alpha. I mean, I worry about my kids and how much time they spend in front of gadgets, but to an extent, all their friends do. So I'm like, well, it's about balance. For me, it's like, well, okay, my children go to football club. They ride their bikes. Okay, they also they play on an Xbox and they scroll on their phone sometimes. It is what it is. I think actually you could potentially do more harm if you didn't let your kids interact and be online and have phones. If anything, then they might get more bullied at school. I don't know what the answer is, if I'm honest. It's not how much, but what you use it for. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, drags. 15 likes is nice. Can you shout me out, please? SE Brace. Seb. SE Brace. Seb. Seb. Hello, Seb. Yeah, if you want to support me, it is an unfair stereotype given to people for. It is. Yeah, I agree. And to an extent, what was I remember being 12, 13 and spending a lot of time watching telly, like a whole weekend just sat in front of the telly. Or I remember spending at least 2 summer holidays just playing Street Fighter 2, like literally from going to my friend's house at 10 o'clock in the morning and literally being on it all day. So there's just, every generation feels like they're the one that's having it tough, and it's probably not dissimilar to how it was for the previous generation. This is a parody of 500 Miles by the Proclaimers, and it's about, surprise, surprise, being a parent. When you're a parent, well, there's gonna be an endless list of jobs to do. You'll try washing with soap or bleach or lava, but your hands will always smell of someone's poo. And when I've done 500 jobs, it just gets replaced with 500 more. I'd like to be a dad who gets to sleep in his own bed, not someone else's floor. I'm exhausted, but apparently not as tired as my wife. I'm exhausted, but I wouldn't change a thing about my life. That's true. Street Fighter is a really fun game. I loved Street Fighter. Can't talk. Your YouTube channel is Seb Racing Team. Good to know. Appreciate that. Thank you for letting me know. So now I really got to go. My cat's biting your leg. Yeah, you do. You don't want to get to a position where your cat's like, come on, we've had enough live stream today. Do you take care? The song is true for everyone. Yes, I agree with you. Street Fighter 2 was good. Who was your favourite character? I was a big fan of Ryu, and I also quite like Zangief. Thought Zangief was a bit of a legend. Goodbye, take care of yourself, and yeah, I'm gonna keep trying to do this every day. So maybe see you tomorrow, or if not, some other time. And I try and do sort of. Why does depression start so early? I don't know. I think there's a danger to an extent that there's lots of diagnoses that maybe we didn't have before. I think because I think at the moment, you know, there's enough to, irrespective of your age, there's enough to be worried about. And the problem is, I think the difference is when I was growing up, we didn't have 24-hour news. I didn't know about stuff that was going on around the world. I probably knew what was going on in my village with them. And, you know, we're all human beings. You know, I think you've all got a sense of humanity, and no one actually, I think that 9 times out of 10 people don't really want to the idea of anyone suffering, and I think it's depressing when you find that out. So to be honest with you, if someone says to me I'm feeling a bit depressed, I'm like, kind of don't blame you. You know, look at the state of the world. The important thing is not to just to remember that actually I think on the majority of people on the planet are good people who want good things for themselves but also for other people. I think the bad stuff's the minority, and I think it's really important to not let the news, a lot of it which is probably fake, get you down, because there are good people in the world, as proof from this live stream. What's your favourite book? Thank you for the question. What's your favourite book? Life of Pi is a really good book. I really enjoyed The Life of Pi. I can't think of any off the top of my head. That's probably it. Probably The Life of Pi, really good book. Bit of a tough read for the first 50 pages, and then it gets much better. Why do I have to cry when I'm alone? Well, I hope you're okay, and if you're really struggling, my advice would always be talk to someone you feel safe talking to, like a parent or a friend. But I also think crying and laughing are like, in my opinion, like a release valve. And actually sometimes crying is not a terrible thing, I think. Obviously, if you're really feeling awful, then go and talk to someone. That would be my advice. But, you know, I think we've kind of demonized any emotions that aren't, I'm feeling amazing all the time. Well, human beings don't feel amazing all the time. You know, you go through a day and feel a number of different emotions. And the problem is that's not being normalized. It needs to be normalized. Yeah, you got to go, man. If you can't smash your stuff up, you need to go. Minor Gods and Goddesses books. Cool. Can you sing a funny song? I can try. I'll give this one a go. This is a parody of Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond. It's about when I was getting fat in lockdown. Feel free to join in at the bit. When it began, when I noticed the build-up of back fat and my underpants were feeling snug. But what can be done? I couldn't visit a gym in lockdown to shred my chest or tone my bum. Hands, put down that second bit of cake and grab yourself a banana. Smash out some body squats. Do a body squat, ba-ba-da, while you're waiting for some toast to pop. How many should I do? Ba-ba-da, it's up to you when you stop. Yeah, I agree with you, Jonathan. So David said, yeah, I think that's good advice, actually. I think that's good advice from Jonathan. Yeah, nice advice. See, mate, you got some support. Got some support in the live stream. That, to me, I got quite fat during COVID because it just was. I remember the first week of COVID, we were like, it's on holiday. My wife's like, should we open a bottle of wine? And I'm like, yeah, why not? I'm like, what are you doing? It's Tuesday. It's absolutely, it's not justification for like drinking too much. But anyway, those are strange times that we live through. Right. Done that one. Okay, here we go. Here's a childish. This is a parody of Blink 182, all the small things, and it's about it's a funny story about when I was in a public toilet. No, it's not. I've got them confused. This is about toddlers refusing to go to sleep. Toddlers that don't sleep is enough to make you weep. No more, I said, 'cause you will wet the bed. Always, I know I won't get to watch my TV show. They will keep you waiting. It's incredibly frustrating. No, 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 it's a milk embargo. Yes, that includes all drinks. Milky, 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 milk, milk. Milky, 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 milk, milk, milk. Milky, 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 milk, milk. Milky milk. You can't have any more milk. Any parents who've ever had toddlers will probably confirm that that's the case. They just don't want to go to sleep. And actually, a toddler is the most, at times, unreasonable human being ever. They're lovely, but they can be a nightmare. Right. There was one song I want to finish on, if possible. That's the one I wanted to finish on. This is the song I was going to... This is the song... I was talking about, basically, this is a parody of Hanson's Bop. And it's going to be the last one of the day. You don't have kids, but you don't have to babysit to them. Well, then you know, mate. Jonathan, then you know. That's very kind of you, Scott. Appreciate it. This is, about a story about a public toilet when I went to a motorway services. Lots of my memories make me laugh, but none as much as this. I stopped at a motorway services for a coffee and a whiz. All the urinals were full, so I went to sit down. The guy in the next cubicle was making funny sounds. He was going, plop, 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 Sounded painful, plop, 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 ooh. He was really struggling, plop, 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 ooh. Said it wasn't funny, plop, 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 ooh. It really was. It was really funny. I don't know why it was so funny. I remember, I must have been like early 30s, but just the sound of someone struggling on the loo and plopping. I know I'm not proud of the fact that I find that funny. YouTube does. I got to go. Wish you the best. Thanks, mate. YouTube does bring out the crazies, definitely. But the one thing you have to admit is that my live stream is authentic. It's authentic. It's warts and all. I'm in a shed. It's nothing glamorous about it. But anyway, that is the Friday live stream. I hope wherever you are in the world you are okay. Thanks, Jake. Appreciate that you're here. And yeah, as I said, I try and do this every day. I really appreciate if you want to help me with develop this and grow the channel. That would be enormously helpful. You can do that by subscribing and watch a video and then comment on it. That's massively helpful. I hope wherever you are in the world you're okay. I genuinely appreciate your support. First time I've been around a person from the UK. Is that the same? First time I've seen another person from the UK on live stream. Oh, okay. See you tomorrow, Jonathan. Thank you, Salvia. I can tag you on my TikTok. Awesome. Take care, everybody. I genuinely appreciate your support. Take care. Bye. Bye.